Good morning, everyone. So, a lot has changed, as you can tell. Every 2 weeks, feel like it's been a new journey through this pregnancy. Don't mind the wall, it's under construction still. But, so let's start from the beginning so that way you guys can understand. I think I'm a little crooked. All right, hopefully that is better. I do not know what's going on with this thing today. So, this is I'm 20 weeks. So we have made it halfway. Yay, so exciting. I have my level 2 anatomy scan in just a couple days. And so for my last video, clearly you guys see I'm wearing glasses. So I was experiencing some severe headaches, dizziness, nausea, and then I dealt with it for a couple days, and then it got to a point where I was literally shaking, like I had tremors, and those symptoms all were very present and didn't change. It was all day, every day. Tylenol wasn't working, tea wasn't working, so I ended up going to the hospital, and they ran some tests, and they put me on an IV drip, and they gave me IV meds like Tylenol, Benadryl, and some other medication that said that was safe during pregnancy that will keep the migraine at bay for a couple of days. And then sent me on my way as my labs and everything looked normal. So they said if it persists, just call your OB, then, the next business day, whatever, because it was over the weekend. So I woke up Sunday to a raging headache again. I didn't even wake up to it. I shouldn't even say I wake up to it, because I wake up fine. It happens within the first hour of me being awake. So I then landed up calling my OB on Monday and letting him know everything that's going on, that I went to the hospital over the weekend, and they gave me this medicine, but here I am still sick, and at this point, it was even worse. So he told me to try to drink some tea, stop taking Tylenol since it's not working for me, and to take some Epsom salt baths to get some magnesium into my bloodstream, because he said I can be lacking some magnesium. So I did all of that. I did all of it that he suggested, and it was still really bad. So I ended up going to work the next day, because at that time I was fine. I didn't feel sick. But as soon as I went into work and I started working, within the first half hour of me being at work, all the symptoms intensified. This time, on Tuesdays, when my eyesight really started going bad, like the images, it wasn't blurry. It's like really hard to explain. Like it wasn't blurry, but like, the things I was seeing, especially words, was like blended together or popping out. Like when I would talk to my mom, like she'd become 3D. It was like the weirdest thing ever. Like everybody's like, oh, is it blurry vision? No, it's not blurry vision. I can see you just fine. But then as I'm trying to focus, to get into focus, is when the dizziness and the headaches would start really coming on. So, and then obviously the nausea would, from all of that. So then I ended up calling my doctor when I was at work to let him know what I was feeling and what was going on. And he told me that I needed to go to the ER right away. So I had my mom I work in a different state than I live. So I had my mom come to that state to take me to the hospital. So she was about an hour away still. So I tried my best to, stay focused, and it was awful. So I went back to the hospital, and they wanted to do the same thing they did last time, and I refused treatment. I said, I just need blood work done and to find out if there's something. I'm like, I don't want you to treat me unless you know you're treating something. If you're just treating me to lower what I'm feeling, I'd rather feel it if nothing clinically is telling you something's wrong with me, because I don't want to affect my baby. I was very emotional when I was there. I was by myself because my mom had to go take care of Johanna. So I had to, because Johanna was coming home from school at that point. So I was by myself at the hospital. Josh was at work. He wasn't able to get out. So I was very emotional, and I refused IV, I refused even Tylenol, I refused it all. I was like, if something comes back in my blood work or my urine, then you can treat it. But if you're just pumping my body full of meds, I don't want it. Just to make me feel better? No. Because then when I go home, I'm not going to feel better. So the doctor came and he's like, I really understand where you're coming from. He goes, and I completely commend you for that. He's like, but your blood work, everything is fine. Everything is normal. He's like, there's nothing that pops out to me that is concerning. He goes, honestly, the only next step would be to do a CAT scan to see if something's going on with your brain. He goes, but because you're pregnant, it's very high risk to do that because you're introducing radiation to your body and to your baby. So he says, I'll go home, and if it just stays the same, he goes, it could just be your pregnancy hormones, and, it'll eventually hopefully go away. He goes, but if it doesn't and it persists, he goes, then I would call your OB back. So I said, okay. And I left, and I respected him for, really talking to me and not forcing me to have medication through an IV that I did not want. Cause at this point, I really felt like anything I take was going to harm my son, and I didn't want that to happen. So that night, I was literally in my bed all night. Like, I was crying. I didn't know what to do. Like, I hadn't been to work all week. Like, it was awful. So I posted on my IVF pregnancy group, and I told them everything that was going on with me, and that I'm like at my wit's end. I can't function. Like, it's awful, but no doctor can tell me what's wrong. And I was asking for suggestions if anybody went through what I went through, and some woman came back to me and said, you might want to consider getting your eyes checked. She said something very similar happened to me, and that's what it was. So I was like, I have no hope. So why not just go and get an eye exam? What's it going to hurt? Hopefully it'll give me answers. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. So I ended up calling where my mom goes, and they didn't have an availability that day. So I had to make it for the following day, which actually was yesterday. So I went there yesterday and had my eye exam, and she had told me that I am dealing with astigmatism during pregnancy, and that it's most likely because of all my hormones and everything I'm going through. She goes, it does happen to quite a few women. It's common, so it's not uncommon. And she said that I do need a slight, need to wear glasses for a little while because I do have a slight vision impairment. And she said that, but if I breastfeed, after I'm done breastfeeding, my vision can go right back to normal after my hormones have calmed down. She goes, in some rare cases, it doesn't, and I'll have to wear glasses for forever. But she says usually in her, usually what she deals with is, women's vision comes back to normal once they have their baby or after they're done breastfeeding. So I was so over. I had a lot of emotions going on. My eyes are dilated, so I was having a really hard time seeing. And I was talking to my mom. I was like, I can't wait weeks for my glasses to come in. Plus the holiday is coming around. Like, I'm in the US, so I have Thanksgiving coming. And I was just like, I cannot have something if it's going to help. So I asked around, and I have one place called Lens Crafters. They actually do same day glasses as long as it's a prescription that they can do right there. And so we went there, and my other fear was it was going to be very expensive if I got same day glasses. But we went there to check it out because worst case scenario, I was going to go and order glasses from a different place. So I gave them my prescription. I said, I'm looking for something for now, like for today, like to leave with in the next couple of hours. And, they're like, oh yeah, this prescription is very, very doable. We can definitely do it here. There's no extra charge for same day glasses. And then because Johanna had glasses last year, I had added on a prescription plan to, not a prescription plan. That's not what I meant to say. eye plan, which is just for materials, not for the exam, because my medical does the exam part of it, covers that. So we never used it because Johanna didn't need a new pair of glasses. We bought her 2 pairs of glasses, but we paid cash for them because at the time we did not have the vision care. And so this was my first time using it, and let me tell you, you guys, this pair of glasses, if I didn't have coverage, would have been $355. They cost me $40 because of my vision care. So unfortunately, I only get 1 pair a year, but I might only need 1 pair, and the year's almost up, so my new year starts in January. It is still November, so you know, if my eyes don't change back after I have the baby, then I can just go in April or May and grab another pair of glasses. So these are the ones I chose because all the other ones I just felt really weird. Like darker colors are better on my face, I feel like, than lighter colors. It is still very hard to get used to them. I'm still a little dizzy and lightheaded. However, the headaches are really hasn't really arrived yet. Like I have like I think a vision headache is what I'd call it, but nothing compared to what I've been having. And I've been up for a couple of hours now. I actually just got out of the shower because I'm about to leave. But yeah, it's so far, I think the only what I'm feeling is just strictly due to me trying to adjust to my glasses. So hopefully by the end of this weekend, I'll be able to be fine and back to normal. But yeah, so here I am. He took my vision from me, and I'm wearing glasses, and I'm okay with it. It's going to take some time, but this is my life right now. And as long as it stops making me feel the way I've been feeling, like I haven't even been able to get out of bed, you guys. It's been really rough. It's been a really hard 2 weeks on me. And I'm just so grateful I've made it halfway through, that as of right now, he is doing so well. And, you know, if I have to wear glasses, so be it. That's what I will have to do, because I'm doing it for him. So that is the end of my bump dates. I know last video I have showed you guys my bump dates, and I haven't done one yet, so I probably won't be posting one until my next, because I really haven't changed. I don't think I've really changed that in size since my last bump date. So, but anyways, yeah. So this is my new life, you guys. So gotta get used to looking at me with glasses. I might get contacts, but I'm not sure. It depends on how these really work for me, because right now I'm still struggling with them. But anyways, so until the next one, and I have my level 2 in a couple of days, so hopefully you guys will see that video shortly. And we're praying that his heart is completely fine. If you watched the first anatomy scan video, you'll know that he had something on his heart, and so hopefully the scan will show nothing and that it went away. But there'll be more on that. So you guys have a great day.